We just reported, Governor, that ICE is planning to mount a series of operations, including here in Ohio, to target, arrest, and ultimately deport some of the Haitian immigrants who are set to lose their legal status here. What is your initial reaction to that?
Well, it's a mistake. It's not good for the United States, and it's not good for the state of Ohio. These are people who have helped Springfield really come back. Springfield has been making a real comeback. The Haitians who are living there and employed there, they came there to work, and they came there because there were jobs that were not being filled by other people. And so if you talk to the employers in Springfield who are employing the Haitians, they will tell you that. These are people who have opened restaurants, they've opened other businesses, they've rehabbed houses, they've created jobs as well as filled jobs. And so to lose them and have them not be able to work anymore and possibly taken out of this country is frankly a blow to Springfield, and it's a blow to the state of Ohio. If you look at the growth we've had in Ohio, we've had some growth. 60% of that growth has come from immigrants. Ohio is a state that is really on the move. Just this morning, Anduril rolled out their first drone, and the feeling there was just great. We talked to people who had come back from other states who are now working at Anduril. We're creating a lot of jobs in Ohio, and we really need to fill them in two ways. One, our main focus of my administration is to make sure that every Ohioan can live up to their God-given potential, which means they get the training and the education they need. But in addition to that, we need to do, frankly, what Ohio has always done. We need to have some immigrants who also can help us do that. We're a state on the move. We need those individuals. We need people who want to come here and want to work.
And sir, have you received any notification, any communication from ICE about these planned operations?
I've received no notification, no.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all as far as what they're going to do.
You previously said that deporting the TPS holders here in your state back to Haiti would be not in the national interest of the U.S., the self-interest of the country. What do you mean by that?
Well, the argument always is been made that the situation in Haiti is better. Anyone who knows anything about Haiti or who follows it knows that simply is not true. Haiti is hell today. So you'd be sending people back, literally back to hell. Very few of these Haitians will voluntarily go back to Haiti. If they have to leave, they'll go someplace else. They want to work, they want to support their family. They don't want to go back to Haiti. The U.S. government has said don't travel. U.S. citizens don't travel to Haiti. U.S. government has said don't fly in to Port-au-Prince. You imagine this. This is the capital of Haiti. You cannot fly in there. And the reason you can't fly in there is because the gangs shoot at the planes. So no one can even fly in there. The situation is really horrible. This is a dysfunctional government. This is dysfunctional police. This is a country that's in virtual chaos. And you see horrible tragedies that occur there every single day. Innocent people, innocent children being shot. They get caught in the crossfire of one gang trying to fight it out with another gang. There's no semblance of government there at all.
Are you scared, sir, that Haitians here in your state who are deported to Haiti could be killed or otherwise victimized?
Well, all the Haitians who I have talked to, and when I've heard other things that they have said, no one's going to go back to Haiti if they have any choice. They're going to go somewhere else. Once the TPS is removed, they can't work. And so these are people that want to work. These are people who have to work to support their families. So they will get out of Ohio, and they will go somewhere else. Now, whether that's Canada or some other country, but they'll go virtually any place other than Haiti. So that's what's going to happen. Assuming the government doesn't even do removals, they will remove themselves because they no longer can work. It's illegal for someone to employ them. And so they will have to leave anyway, which is, frankly, the way I would like to see it. If they have to leave, I would like to see them be able to leave on their own terms.
They would effectively be forced to self-deport from your state.
They won't be able to get a job, and so they won't be able to support their family. They won't be able to feed their family. These are very industrious people. These are people who came to Springfield to work. So it's going to be a big loss to Springfield, a big loss to Ohio, and a real tragedy for these individuals. If they're picked up and taken back to Haiti, it's a very, very dangerous place. No one will voluntarily go there.
If we do in fact see mass deportations of Haitian immigrants here in your state, what would that mean for Ohio's economy?
Well, it's going to be hurtful to Ohio's economy. We're creating more jobs than we have people to fill them at this point. Ohio is hot. We've created a great business climate. CNBC said we're number one in the nation as far as business climate. So we're a great place. We've got a lot of good things going on. We need people. We need our own people. We don't want to lose any of our own people, but we also, frankly, need immigrants who want to come here and who want to be part of the success story and help build the state of Ohio. So it's hurtful. Certainly will be hurtful for Ohio.
Do you have a dollar amount?
I don't think anybody can put a dollar amount on it. There's no way to really put a dollar amount on it.
But are you concerned, sir, that critical and essential jobs could go unfilled if Haitian immigrants here are deported?
I think the issue is frankly even bigger than Haitians, and I think the issue is bigger than Ohio. The massive deporting of people, you're going to see it all over the country. If you look at our long-term care facilities, over a third of the people who work in our long-term care facilities are from some other country. It's the same way for so many essential things that we have. So people who are staying in their home, who don't want to go to a nursing home, they're being able to stay in their home. 1/3 of those individuals who are helping them stay in their own home come from some other country. So when you start mass deporting all of these people, it's going to impact your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, who's trying to stay at home and who has a Haitian or somebody from some other country who is caring for them, and then that person is gone. They're not going to be able to find people to replace them, frankly.
By my count, sir, we have been to Springfield about 5 times over the past 3 years. And the threat of TPS being terminated has been hanging over the heads of many here in your state. How much uncertainty has that created, and how has that affected Ohio?
Well, uncertainty is never good. Uncertainty causes people to pull back. It causes them to be very, very careful. It causes them not to go out, not to participate in the community, not to participate in the economy as much. It also has a huge toll, obviously, on individuals. Someone who has been here for some time, someone who may have 1, 2, 3 children who are U.S. citizens, but now they're going to be sent away. They've built a life here, and they've contributed. They've paid taxes. They've paid into Social Security. They've done all the things that we have asked them to do, and yet they're going to be kicked out. So sure, the uncertainty and the fear of this has been huge.
Are there any steps that you can take as governor of Ohio to protect this community?
No, there's nothing really that I can do. Look, we're going to follow the law, whether we agree with the policy or not. Ohioans will follow the law, and we will follow the law. There's nothing that we can do. Immigration is one of those areas that's pretty much exclusively the federal government's control. All I can do is, as governor of the state of Ohio, explain to anyone who wants to listen what impact this will have on Ohio, and it will not be good for Ohio.
Sir, an elephant in the room, if you will, is that you are a sitting GOP Republican governor. And typically, members of your party do not disagree with President Trump on many issues, but especially on immigration. Why do you feel so strongly about this?
I think history tells us that this country was built with immigrants. My family came here in the 1840s, escaping the famine in Ireland. And my great-great-grandfather came to Yellow Springs and worked on the railroad, building the railroad at the time. There's always been a blend of people who are native to Ohio, who have been here for generations, but also people who come in. I think that this is a great opportunity, frankly, for President Trump. He has done a phenomenal job. His administration has done a phenomenal job in taking care of a huge problem. That problem was the southern border. The southern border is virtually now sealed. It's what we wanted. It's what people expected him to do and what he's been able to do. The fact that the border has not been sealed in the past and there's been a huge problem has caused this country not to be able to have a debate about legal immigration. I think that the president has the opportunity to turn this and to say, look, it's now time. We've got our border sealed. It's now time to have a discussion with the Congress and the American people. Who do we need in this country? Who is in our economic interest to have in this country? I'll give you one statistic. In Ohio, I think 22 or 23% of our physicians are foreign-born. Our STEM workers, a large number of them are foreign-born. These are just facts, and a good debate will bring that out. We need to develop a immigration policy that is in the interest of the United States. Letting people, for example, who come here and go to college, letting them stay. If there's a security risk, we'll take care of that. But if they're here, we educate them, they then want to stay and have a job. That certainly, I would think, would be in the best interest of the United States. We need to look at it from our own self-interest. History tells us that needs to be the right blend of people who we educate in this country, who have been here for generations, plus immigrants who want to come here and want to work.
Have you asked President Trump, sir, to reconsider and to refrain from deporting the Haitian immigrants in your state?
I think the president knows my position.
You've made that clear.
I think the president knows my position, yes. And again, I do think it's an opportunity for the president to do something that no president's been able to do in decades, and that is to develop with the Congress and with the American people a good legal immigration policy. I think he has the chance to do that.
I think, sir, that some people who support the president would say that the T in TPS stands for temporary and that the program was never meant to be permanent and that the people who are losing their status should be going home. How would you respond to that?
I'm kind of a pragmatic guy. I think you can make that argument. It makes some logical sense. But to me, it doesn't make any sense to take someone who has been here for a long time now. I've had some people who've been here, over a decade, who have established a life, who have been productive members of society, who have done everything that we have asked them to do and we would want anybody to do, and are contributing members, and who have children here, to one day say, oh no, we're getting rid of you, we're taking you out. It's not in our interest. It's not in our interest to do that. So I'm more pragmatic, I think. Let's look at what is the value of these individuals to the rest of us in society. And it seems to me they have. The evidence is abundantly clear that they are making a major contribution.
I think, sir, many people at home may not know any TPS holders personally. Who are the Haitian TPS holders in your state?
Yeah, first of all, I would say that I bet more of your viewers than we might think know someone. They may not know what their status is, but they may live next to someone who is working, who's been here a number of years, whose children are going to school with their children. And they're going to be surprised, I think, when those individuals are, if that happens, are in fact yanked out. These are people who have made a choice to come to the United States, and they've come here to work. They've come here to be productive. They've come here to contribute. They've come here because they think it's in their self-interest. Look, we have a right to control our border. We have a right to control who comes here. That's not an issue. I think the question really is deporting maybe 1 million, 2 million, whatever the number is going to be, is that really in our best interest? Is that what we want? Is that what we want to yank out of community after community throughout this country? I just don't think it's in our national interest to do that.
As you underscored, sir, the government in Haiti is essentially a failed state. Have you been in touch with anyone there about what could happen to members of your community if they are indeed sent back there?
Well, I have. I've talked to the ambassador. Look, this is a country that most of it is controlled by gangs. Anybody that goes back there, just for example, has to fly into Cape Haitian. They cannot fly into the capital of Port-au-Prince. They then have to take a car, depending on where they live. Let's say they live in Port-au-Prince or in that area. They got to take a car. And that car will pass through different zones, different areas that are controlled by different gangs. Then when they get home, they see the chaos that is Haiti. Haiti has been a tough place for a long, long time, but it's much tougher. It's much more dangerous today than it's ever been.